Cape podcast.
Yeah, let's do this. What are my AirPods keep lowering? All right. Speak to
Because
me
you're
so I
a
can...
bitch.
Oh, Jesus
Killing
Christ, that
me
was loud. It's the loudest anyone's ever
Killing
called me a bitch.
softly
Wow.
in your ear. I love you, Gabe.
Yeah.
It's okay.
I know. So, all right. So, I don't have really a script today.
I
but I guess
do.
maybe we would just do some. You have a
Nobody
script?
cares.
Okay. Oh. We've done that one before, though.
Let's be
And nobody-
real.
And nobody cared. No one
That's what I'm
watched it.
saying. Man, I tell you what,
Yeah.
real quick, just kind of jumping in on this real fast.
Yeah, sure. Why not? Let's make this an Ian episode. How about you lead this
No.
one? Let's go for it. No, I want
Okay, so you want me to rant just a little bit.
Going on.
But at the same
want you
time,
to
let's get a little bit of
rant.
harsh truth going on here. We give, and this can be for anything, whether it could be for work, your side hobby, this podcast, fun stuff you do with your friends and your family. You do all these good things.
Take your time.
And you want people to see the fruits of your labor. And honestly, a lot of people are just like, okay, whatever. That's cool. And you're just like, why keep doing it if nobody cares? There has to be a deeper drive that keeps you going. Because obviously, we'll just use our podcast for an example. We do full-time jobs, full-time parents. And again, this is not like, bragging. This is just more of just all the things that have to be done throughout the day, week, month, year. And, you look at the numbers and everything, and you're like, ooh, hey, why didn't that hit? And maybe we just need to look at the data and just see what was being played out. But that being said, looking at the data, I'm like, well, hell, you could even turn that into looking inward at yourself, your thoughts, your memories, and finding areas in there like, oh, you know what? This hurt me. This is not right. And just finding ways to solve those problems. And that's the same thing too with your data. I mean, if you're just regurgitating crap, I mean, at some point you're going to get tired of that. So full circle with this is, continuing to work on this. And hey, the evolution of acts of kindness, or just Gabe and Ian and Gabe, however you want to say it, we're going to get there because, I've obviously had some down times, I guess you would say, with this, because I'm like, we get fired up, we're going on all cylinders, and then life happens. And you're just like, all right, cool, okay. And that's the same thing with anything that you do. You just have to roll with the punches. And it's like, do you enjoy it? Or is it a chore? And if it's a chore, what are the benefits? And if the benefits don't outweigh the chore or the cons, then just stop. And that doesn't necessarily mean that that's the case for right now. No. It's just like, you know what? We're just going to continue to evolve and work on our craft. Because, I don't know, I enjoy this. I think this is awesome. Being able just to hang out with you and just talk about whatever, and just being able to give our perspectives on things. But I think, honestly, we could get a little bit better with our facts. So, less AI. We get that. And, we keep talking about it. But we got to meet in person. We've got to do what we talked about, we envisioned, where we're going to have to visit each other at some point. And we've got the bear hole and the rabbit den.
Yeah.
And just being able to have something that, you and I can get away and break away from reality for a little bit. Because, I mean, I look at this as my escape to be able to do whatever we want to do, be whatever we want to be, act how we want to act within reason. We understand YouTube. We got you. But just also hopefully at some point participating with more people and just getting their perspective on things. Yeah, right now, our I guess our area of focus is acts of kindness with an axe. And it's really showing the harsh truths about behind certain situations that you go through day to day. Some cases it's, Gabe ranting, which is all right. But I know at some point we're going to catch on, and it's at least going to double in size.
It'd be
That's
nice to go
that's
from 20 to 40. That's what I look forward to. Yeah.
that. And, when I say double, I'm also meaning subscribers too. I mean, we're at 2.
We're
Yeah,
at
so
2
doubling
subscribers.
that,
Yeah.
we're at 4. Hey, let's see how that goes. And then, get a
Yeah.
little more conservative. Like, okay, you know what? Maybe if we just get 1 or 2.
Yeah. I can call my mom and say, "Hey, can you subscribe?" And it still stays at 2.
Just get the whole family involved before you know,
I'm
we're like,
"Oh,
yes,
thanks, Mom."
we
Yeah.
did it. Now we just need to
Yeah.
find some more cousins. We should buy, what is it, ancestry.com, and just start reaching out to everybody like, hey, just hit subscribe. I don't care. I'm kidding.
Uncle Jesse's been gone for the last 10 years. Where were you? Weren't even at his funeral. Oh, I'm so sorry. But yeah, can you please subscribe to our channel?
Like, what do you guys
It'd be
talk about?
very nice and kind.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, we talk about Uncle Jesse. we all know what he did. I don't know. I mean, it's funny because I've been kind of feeling the same way a little bit, where no matter what you do, you have to do it for you. And people always say that. They're like, don't rely on other people to make you feel good. Don't rely on others to validate you. But it's nice at times for someone to say, you know what? You did an awesome job. So I kind of play devil's advocate here, where it's like, why is it so hard for people to just say, you know what, man, you're awesome. You did a great job. When it matters, because we all know some people BS, and some people like, when you tell someone they're awesome all the time, it's lost its meaning. It's because I love you. No, stop. You said it like 5 times already today. I don't think that's enough. But I am a person who I think we all have a love language, right? And for me, it's words of affirmation. I want to know I did a great job. So maybe that's why I'm biased in that regard of just tell me I did a good job. Just tell me I'm cool, right? Even if I'm trying too hard, just say, dude, you're awesome. And I don't know what your love language is. I would feel like, I don't think you're an acts of service type of person, but maybe you're the same. Maybe you're words of affirmation. And maybe you just need to
it depends.
Yeah. You're handsome,
Well,
like
thanks.
you look better without the hair, and you're just like, yeah, dude, I get it, Thanks, man. Are you hitting on me now? But it always gets, it can go down a weird path, right? It's like, no matter how hard you try and how much you want to say, you know what, man, I love you. Like, oh, dude, you never say that. It's kind of weird. So it's really odd that sometimes, as much as we want to be honest with ourselves, as much as we want to be vulnerable, it's really, you got to mind your P's and Q's sometimes. And you got to really just kind of be aware of your situation, just who you're talking to. I mean, I guess I went down, this week has been rough. And I kind of told you a little bit about it off podcast, but
yeah,
I won't get into too many details, but essentially we felt like, it was time for us to move out. Like I've mentioned before on the podcast, for those of you who are still listening, moved into a house with my in-laws, and the agreement in some ways was we'll get some help. We can have a tribe, right? A little village to raise our kids and be able to, my wife and I can have our careers and also have kids as well. And I know other people aren't fortunate enough to do that. Sometimes you have in-laws that don't align with your lifestyle, and so it makes it that much harder. And I thought maybe that living with my in-laws was going to be a great idea, and it was for a while. For a couple of years we were living together, and just recently we had an argument, and the argument was mainly around the kids and getting assistance and help. We had that argument. We felt like we were going to move out. We were just like, you know what, we got to get out of here. It's toxic. It's a bad place to be, based on just that one time, that one argument. It was just that bad to where we're just like, yeah, it wasn't violent, but yeah, for me, it sucks because you were talking about how nobody cares, in the beginning. And like I mentioned, I feel like that a little bit too. And so why do you continue to do the things you do if you really aren't enjoying it? And especially when you don't know yourself, you can try and think you know yourself, but then at the end of the day, it's, oh no, maybe that isn't you because you were just so convinced that was you. And you just slowly start to realize you are not that person you thought you were. And how do you come to terms with that though, right? Because it's like the idea is like, who are you? And then you're like, oh, I'm this person. No, but who are you? But it gets to a point to where it could be a little bit, there could be some paranoia there. Because then when you start thinking, who am I actually? And then you start losing it because you're like, oh, wait, the reason I'm this way is because that impacted me when I was younger. And then this changed who I was. And we didn't have money growing up. And then I became frugal and then all this other stuff, right? It's like everything, you're just a product of your environment. And so then you just start realizing like, what if I wasn't that person?
You're going to evolve. I mean, you're not going to be Gabe at this age acting this way. I mean, heck, 10 years from now, you might be a completely different person. You might be a construction worker. I don't know. Or you might be a radio DJ. I don't know. Everything is just at that moment. That's what you are. And it's just getting you through the day, the week. But don't let it distract you or feel like you're not at the right spot. What is the right spot? I think you also need to think about, I'm here right now in the moment. This is what I have around me. Because guess what? Negativity is going to be happening to you all the time. It's coming at you all the time. Yeah. I mean, even your thoughts are negative. What's on TV is negative.
Yeah.
So if you're going to let that affect you, it's going to just create more chaos. And it's just going to be like this thing that just eats away at every... So all of a sudden now it's like, well, what if this? What if that? And you just have to say, you know what? That is energy that I'm wasting. That's going to do nothing for me except just make me exhausted. And at some point, you just want to cut the umbilical cord to that. But you can't do it all at once. I know you're going to say, well, that's impossible. I can't just like, okay, I'm good now. Like, no, just take something that is an annoyance. Like maybe it's, hey, you know what? I always hate that I have to do this extra step just to get my toothbrush. And then I have to go over here and grab mouthwash. And it's like, you know what? I'm just going to have it sitting right here. And then now you have broken that habit of just having that annoyance. That's just, an example. You could think of something.
Annoyance is my wife. Yeah. Putting my toothbrush somewhere else and saying, oh, you shouldn't leave that. You don't leave that there, or you should clean up after yourself. I left it there because it was easy to grab. No, you put your stuff away. And I'm like, all right.
Less is more.
Her perception of me is being a slob, right? When I'm just like, I'm just trying to make things easy. Right?
Well, compromise, that's the key. But you'll be able to find a way to combine the two in some way, shape, or form. Whether it's you've got like your special little cubby that you go to for those kind of things. But that's just, again, an example. You can always create what ifs, but if you're trying to stop those, you just have to not listen and then focus on the ones that you've already collected, I guess you would say, and just start working those off. The less you have to worry about things you have to check off because you're like, I don't even know why I'm doing this. Well, why are you doing it? Well, I've been doing it for years. Well, do you need to do that? Oh, I guess not. Self-evaluate.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Self-evaluate.
You're talking
yourself.
about data.
Yeah.
You're talking about the data and data. I don't know. Is it data or data? Like, what's the right way?
Yeah, it depends on the...
Who's your dada,
Who's your dada? What does he do?
But I guess I say data too, but sometimes I say data. I guess it doesn't really matter. Anyway, but with the data piece, it's going to be something where that's true. If you do capture certain things, it's almost like journaling, right? You're journaling your day and, I did this today and I did that today. You're record keeping. You're putting that data out there so that you can look at it later and reassess and reevaluate how you did things as a person. And there's those times where you'll look at something from the past. Like when I was in junior high when we had to do that time capsule thing. It's like even in high school, they give it back to you and you're just like, oh, that was me back in junior high. I can't imagine looking at something that I wrote, let's just say in junior high now. If I look at that, I'm like, who the hell was this kid? Right? Yeah. Oh my God. And it's not just a grammar thing. It's just the way you think, the way you just kind of talk. It's like you can just totally see it on paper, and sometimes it's just so strange and weird. But that's funny that you were talking about data. Like,
Well, no, that's kind of that's what I do with my Instagram, like my
mhm.
personal one. It's like my picture journal. I'm like, oh man, I remember, like you look at the progression of the pictures, which is nice. But for me, it takes me to that moment and I know exactly what was going on. I know who took the picture and it lets me kind of just like live within the moment. Because man, a picture say 1,000 words.
Yeah. I used to be the type of person that would say, "Oh, why does everybody take photos and live in the moment?" But the mind is so fragile, and then all of a sudden you forget everything. I might as well
I
have a hard
know.
copy of it. Yeah. So it's funny how, as people, we kind of go back and forth. We're never really settle on something, and we're like, "Oh, this is how I'm gonna feel forever." There
Right.
are people who do that. And I guess it depends on what it is. But at the same time, like, you're kind of a moron if you feel the same way you did when you're like 10 years old about
Yeah.
something. Nigga,
That's
you
why
have
I've
the
been
same
trying
beliefs
to,
when you're 10. Yeah.
right. Well, that's why I keep like every year talking to the wife and like, all right, what are we throwing? What are we giving? What are we donating? What are we giving away? Because I don't want to hold on to stuff that I'm just holding on to it. What are you gonna keep? Well, for that one, for what? Like, are you gonna like actually pull it out and use it? You've been holding on to this for like 10 years, and that could be something in your garage. That could be something internally that you're holding on to. Why are you holding on to it? Well, because it reminds me of this one. What? Good moment, bad moment? Well, so I mean, you peel the layers off of that.
It reminds me
And
of my ex. What?
yeah. Or
Huh?
it's like, what is this? Like, oh, I don't, then you realize, I don't even know why I kept that. Yeah, throw it away or, give it away or sell it, whatever. You have to just self evaluate. Same thing with your house because you're never going to be in the same style, same
Yeah.
mindset. You're not going to go like, oh man, I got to get that 8 track. And you go, what is an 8 track? Exactly.
I'm too young.
I would say look in the 1970s, like a
I know what they look
disco.
like, but I don't
Oh,
know how
okay,
they
gotcha.
work. Yeah.
Oh, it's very simple. The hard part is just trying to find the right songs. Like, oh, I have to. I think if I remember correctly, you have to let it go all the way to the end so it can rewind itself,
Really?
so
And then you
that
have
you
to
can.
pause it at a certain moment.
Yeah. No, you
That's
just
crazy.
like you can hit play and stuff, but it's like you have to push it in like a cartridge. It's almost like a
Yeah.
Nintendo, but different.
Huh. How
Yeah.
do, yeah, I mean, I guess I won't go into the whole,
Hey.
how does music work? It's one of those things where 8 track, and then there was the CD player that came out shortly after that.
No.
So that was like
Yes,
the
that
big thing.
shortly, but
No?
there was something in between there. Let's not
What
forget
was
about
that?
that. There was the record.
The record came before that, though,
Record did come
right?
before the
Record was
8 track.
before, yeah. And then it was cassette. And then I
There you go.
forgot. It was
I'm like
cassette. You're
cassette,
right.
bro. Got to
Yeah.
make my mixtapes.
The cassettes were wild because you would have to rewind it with your finger, like get in there and twist. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's such a weird thing. And then like VHS, I love VHS. I love the idea of VHS. I hate DVDs. I don't like anything disc. Like vinyls are cool, but they scratch too easy. I really like the VHS tape.
But the hissing and crackling you hear when you listen to the vinyl, it gives you that warmth sensation. Is that enough sensual words for you? Yeah, it
It
has all
is.
that stuff. I mean, listen, all I'm
Does
saying
that
is,
work? It's like witchcraft, man. Like you just have a little needle that's rubbing against a disc and it's just like spitting out music. Talk
hey,
about like talk about magic.
yeah, I mean, it's Salem's finest, so it worked out pretty well. But what I'm saying is, Gabe, is just you have to declutter, you have to self-evaluate. Keep your life, keep your moment simple. Don't overthink it. It doesn't have to be. In some cases, you're like, "Oh crap, I, dropped my coffee." Well, okay, at least I know I can go buy another cup of coffee and drink my coffee. Or you could sit there and just dwell on it, but see, instead of that, you just simply went and got another cup of coffee because you have all these other good things that got you another cup of coffee. So there was a problem. Instead of dwelling on it, you came up with many solutions to solve all of your problems. So it just kept being of, all the good things. By the way, I won't say that I stole that one. That was from Warren Buffett.
Really?
Yes, it was.
Dang, man. Well, at least I know you read. Thanks.
I wanted to get a few things off my chest. Obviously, we were able to go down that rabbit hole to find the Acts of Kindness episode, which we'll call Spiraling Down the Rabbit Hole of
One more time.
Kindness.
Dang.
Ooh.
I like it.
Okay. Well, hey, Gabe, on that note, take us out.
All right. Well, just because nobody cares doesn't mean that I don't care. So don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. And have a good day.
And by the way, you are A-OK.